If you could choose any offensive weapon on any team in the NFC East, who would it be? I would choose. Yo, everybody, how you doing? King Dingbat here. So today we have come with the hell is that? It's a big ass dog. Dallas still stinks. Yo, everybody, how you doing? King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great Saturday. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you got out and got some sun today, got some vitamin D, because you need it. Believe me, I can see. You need it, okay? Now, I gotta say this. I think that the NFC East is the greatest division in all of sports. In all of sports. It is a fantastic division. You have 4 teams in it. The Eagles, the Giants, the Cowboys, the Redskins. No matter what you think about those teams, they're all historically relevant. They all have a great history. They've all won a Super Bowl. And the rivalry and the hate between these teams are real. They're real, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful, okay? My thing is this. I love when Dallas fans come into my channel or Giant fans come into my channel, talk crap. I like to go to their channels and talk crap. It makes it fun. It's what sports is. And I don't think any division in any other sport does it as well as the NFC East. The hate is real, and it's beautiful. Beautiful. Okay? And somebody asked me a question a couple hours ago, and the question was basically, if you could choose one offensive weapon from any other teams in the NFC East to put on your team, who would it be? And I started thinking about it, and I came up with my list. But I kind of was like, man, you know what? I would love to know what some of my subscribers and viewers think about this, because it's just an interesting question, and everybody has a different opinion. So I wanted to kind of put mine out there and then kind of see what you guys think. I'm dying to know what some of you guys think and what you would do, and it's just, we're just going to talk about offensive weapons today, but I might like to do at some point defense, defensive line, linebacker, who knows, but just from an offensive weapons standpoint, so quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end, we'll leave it to those 4. I would like to know who would you take if you can take one player off of any team in the NFC East and put it on your team, okay? I'll start with wide receiver first, okay? If I had to take, and this is to be honest, the best wide receiver in the division, as much as I hate him and I hate the team, I'd probably say Amari Cooper. You got to say Amari Cooper would probably be the number 1 guy. Although, I got to be honest, what I saw from him in Philly late in the year, I didn't like. But I still think he's the most talented guy, and you would have to take him. Another guy, I mean, if McLaurin of the Redskins, if he can have another good year, I might put him up there too. You know what I mean? So Cooper would definitely be my first guy, and then McLaurin, and then the other one is kind of, I don't know. You can go with CeeDee Lamb because he was probably ranked the highest wide receiver. I really like Reagor. Slayton is available for the Giants. I think Slayton's good. I don't know. I don't know how anybody cannot like that guy. But I would say Cooper would have to be my number 1 wide receiver I would take. At tight end, it would have to be Zach Ertz. And I don't even think it's close. I think probably everybody in every other division would choose Zach Ertz, right? I mean, you have to. I don't see a tight end better than him. My backup tight end, I'm going to be honest with you, I would take Goddard. I think he's the second best tight end in the NFC East. And then I'd probably take Ingram from the Giants as my third. But, yeah, no question about it. The Eagles, I think, have the best 2 tight ends in the division, and I don't think that's being unreasonable. I take Goddard over pretty much every other guy except for Ertz. So Cooper would be my receiver. Ertz would be my tight end. My running backs. Now, this is going to be interesting. I'll save the running backs last because some people this is going to be the most controversial one. I'll go quarterback. Let's go quarterback because you know where I stand. I don't have to make it. It's not even close. I take Carson Wentz. He would be my quarterback. If I could choose one quarterback in the NFC East, Carson Wentz without even blinking. Not blinking. You see that? I'm not blinking. Okay? That's the easy one. Carson Wentz, my quarterback. Now, who would be my number 2 quarterback? I finally blinked. Daniel Jones, Dak Prescott. Definitely got to go with Daniel Jones. No doubt. No, I'm just kidding, Dallas fans. I know you're going to throw stuff at me. No, number 2, you'd have to take Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott would be my number 2 quarterback, and then Daniel Jones would be my 3rd. Now, look, Daniel Jones looks like the real deal. No question about it. The guy looks like the real deal. So you may have to move that at the end of the year, but going from your rookie year to your second year, to me, that's what I really like to see. I think sometimes you can't put a lot of stock into a guy's rookie year, but that second, that third year where they progress, I think that's when it really counts. So I'm really curious to see what Daniel Jones is going to do, but I think from what I've seen of him so far, I think he's the real deal. So it's not a slight on him to say Carson Wentz then Dak Prescott, because I have Carson and Dak both in my top 10 quarterbacks in the league. Okay, so they both make my top 10 list. So I would definitely have Carson though be my starter. Now the running back situation I think is very interesting because this division probably has the best group of running backs out of every team. It has the best group of running backs, and the argument in this at this position is going to come between 1 and 2, between Saquon Barkley and Zeke Elliott. Those are the best 2 running backs in the NFC East. Okay, they're some of the best in the National Football League. But if we're being fair and we're being honest, those are the best 2. Now, my number 3 running back is Miles Sanders. And Miles Sanders, I think he's going to be a stud. But he's also going his second year. He's just came out of a rookie year like Daniel Jones. So we're going to see what kind of jump he makes. He's one of those guys that if he has a monster year, maybe we have to re-talk this conversation. However, right now, Miles Sanders would be my 3rd best running back. And if I had to choose between Saquon Barkley and Zeke Elliott, I'm going Saquon Barkley. I think Saquon Barkley is the best running back in the national. Well, you can make an argument with Christian McCaffrey, but in the division, I think Saquon Barkley is the best running back in the division by a lot. Because what he can do on the ground game, in the pass game, I just think he's incredible. I mean, I was a huge Barkley fan just to get it out there coming out of Penn State. I was a huge fan of his. I hated to see him go to the Giants. But I would say Saquon Barkley would be my number 1. Then you have to give it to Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott's been consistent beast every year. You have to give it to him. And I would say he's number 2. Now, if Ben DiNucci keeps feeding him raviolis and meatballs and manigot, then maybe, you know what? Maybe Zeke will just get a little slower. You know what I mean? But I see Zeke Elliott as my number 2, and then I would say Miles Sanders my number 3. However, I think his window's huge, and who knows after a second, third year where he can be. I think Miles Sanders shocked a lot of people about how good he was, because people didn't think he was going to be a lot, being that he was Saquon Barkley's backup. So he's a stud, and he's motivated, and I can't wait to see what he could do. So in review, if I had to take one player one offensive weapon from any team in the NFC East to put on my team, Carson Wentz would be my quarterback. Amari Cooper would be the receiver. Saquon Barkley would be the running back, and then Zach Ertz would be my tight end. I'm curious to know what you guys would think. Who would you choose as your best offensive weapons for each team? I'm dying to know because everybody has a different opinion. So put it in the comment section. Let me know. Can't wait to read them. But that's where I'm going with this. I'm going to go Wentz, Cooper, Barkley, Ertz. And I think that's pretty dominant. No question about it. But let me know in the comment section. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. And oh, by the way, I will be live streaming on Sunday tomorrow. So come hang out with me then. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. And don't be a dingbat.